Ibn Tulun Mosque, or Ahmad ibn Tulun Mosque, is one of the famous archaeological mosques in Cairo. Ahmad ibn Tulun, the founder of the Tulunide state in 877 AD, ordered the establishment of the mosque in his new city Al-Qata'a to become the third mosque built in the capital of Islamic Egypt after Amr ibn al-As Mosque, built in Al-Fustad, and Al-Askar Mosque, built in Al-Askar city. Although Amr ibn al-As Mosque still exists, Ibn Tulun Mosque is considered the oldest mosque existing up to present, as it keeps its original condition as compared to Amr ibn al-As Mosque, which has undergone reforms that changed its features. The mosque was constructed on a small hill called Jabal Yashkur. It is considered a suspended mosque. It is one of the largest mosques in Egypt, with an area of about 6.5 acres. It was built in the form of a square, inspired by the Abbasid mosques, especially in Samarra Mosque in Iraq. The mosque is currently located in Ahmad ibn Tulun Square in As-Sayyida Zainab of Southern region in Cairo. Geyer Anderson Museum is adjacent to the eastern wall of Ibn Tulun Mosque. The museum consists of two houses, which are House of Muhammad ibn Hajj Salim and House of Amina bint Salim. They were joined by a bridge. The two houses are from the rare precious Islamic monuments, and they date back to the Mamluk and Ottoman era. Bayt al-Kiratliya is located on one of the oldest streets in Old Cairo, Ahmad ibn Tulun Street and Square in Sayyida Zainab. The condition of the houses got worse over the years and were about to be destroyed during the expansion project around Ibn Tulun Mosque in the 1930s. The Committee of the Preservation of the Arab Antiquities hurried to renovate and restore the houses to become one of the finest examples built according to the architecture style of the Ottoman era. In 1935, Major Geyer Anderson, who was an English officer in Egypt, submitted a request to the Committee of the Preservation of the Arab Antiquities to live in the houses and furnish them on the Arab Islamic style, and display therein his archaeological collection of the Islamic, Pharaonic, and Asian artifacts, so that his furniture and archaeological collection would devolve to the Egyptian people after his death for his final departure from Egypt. The committee accepted that, Indeed, he spared no effort in organizing the houses and spending money on the purchase of furniture and antiquities from the archaeological houses and other artifacts which belong to the Islamic eras. Geir Andersen was born in Britain in 1981. He was a doctor in the English Army and served in the English and Egyptian armies in the Nile Valley. Andersen resided in Egypt, which he loved since 1908 and considered it his second homeland. In his diary kept in Victoria and Albert Museum in London, he wrote, "Egypt is the dearest land to my heart, so I did not leave it. I spent in it the happiest days of my life." Andersen was interested in antiquities from all eras, especially the Islamic art, as he collected rare collections which are currently displayed in the museum. After Andersen died, his will was implemented and the houses devolved to the Arab Antiquities Authority, which turned them into a museum named Geir Andersen Museum. In the same place, As-Sayyida Nafisa Mosque is located in As-Sayyida Nafisa district of Cairo. It is located on Ahl al-Bayt Street, which is a famous road that begins with Imam Zain al-Abidin's mausoleum and ends with As-Sayyida Zainab Mosque. Passing mausoleums of As-Sayyida Nafisa, As-Sayyida Sakina bint al-Hussein, and As-Sayyida Ruqayya bint Ali ibn Abi Talib. After the death of As-Sayyida Nafisa, her husband wanted to take her to Al-Madinah al-Munawwara to be buried in Al-Baqi'. When the Egyptians knew that, they rushed to the governor and asked him to convince her husband to change his mind, but her husband refused. They collected a lot of money for him and asked him to bury her in Cairo, but he refused again. In the morning, he accepted their request, and when they asked him why, he said, "I saw Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in my dream, and he asked me to give you your money back and bury her here."